Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to prepare Jamaica's national dish, ackee and the saltfish. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. So first we're gonna start off with some ackee. Yes, some fresh ackee here. So yes, this was picked from my backyard. Yes, farmer tea here. And here we're going to use 2 dozen of ackee. So what we're demonstrating here for you is how we remove the ackee from the pod. So sometimes you might pick the ackee and you realize that some of them come in 2, or you have some with 3 in the pod, and so on and so forth. So what we're doing here, we want to open up both sides and you just pull the ackee from the pod. It's just simple as that. So what I want you to keep in mind though is, do not pick the ackee from the 3 that is partially open. You want to ensure that the ackee is fully open before you pick them. So guys, please remember to ensure that the ackee is naturally open on the tree when you pick it, or even if you go buy the ackee at the market. Don't let them give you the ackee that is partially open. Choose the ackee for yourself and ensure it is open fully. But I personally don't buy ackee that is already removed from the pod. So here's a quick demonstration of how you clean the ackee. So first you remove the membrane, which is the red part, and also the seed, the black part. So what we're going to do now is show you. So first you're going to separate both sides in half, and then you remove the membrane that we just mentioned from both sides, and then we're going to take off the head, and that's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the same process, but sometimes you have the smaller seeds that are very deep down in the ackee. So what you have to do is use the knife and just peel it off. So we finished picking the ackee, the 2 dozen ackee. So what we're going to do now, we have here ½ pound of saltfish. So we're going to soak the saltfish for 1 hour, and after that we're going to boil the saltfish as well as the ackee together. So here we have the saltfish soaking in the water for about an hour. So you're just going to leave it there to soak, so to reduce some of the saltness from the saltfish. And after doing that, as we said before, we're going to boil both the saltfish and the ackee together, because we don't want no canned food to eat. So here we have some boiling water, and we're going to put the ackee and the saltfish together to boil. Some persons would boil them separate, the ackee and the saltfish separate, but I personally boil them both together, because what this does is that the saltfish would add a taste to the ackee, so you don't have to go in again and sprinkle some salt on the top. You know, we don't use a lot of salt and powdery stuff around here, so we're just keeping it natural. So you use the saltfish to add taste to the ackee. So we just place the saltfish in, and we're going to allow it to boil until the ackee is softened. Okay, so with cooking the ackee, we have different types of ackee. So we have some that are tough, and we have some that are very soft. Very soft meaning that they don't require a lot of time. As you put them in the pot for about 5 minutes or even less, they start getting soft and they cook. So when you're cooking your ackee, you have to be mindful of the type of ackee that you're cooking, because some require a lot of time and some don't. So you have to constantly check in on the ackee. So for the saltfish now, the saltfish cannot mash out in the pot, so you pay attention to the ackee more and constantly check on it to ensure that it is cooked properly. So after boiling the ackee for about 5 minutes, we're just testing it. It is somewhat soft, some part is soft, but another part is tough, so we're just going to allow it to cook for another 2 to 5 minutes more. Okay, so what we did is we drained the water from the ackee, and we're just showing you the softness of the ackee. So it is cooked now, so it is not too soft, right? Because this ackee was fairly soft, it wasn't too tough, so it didn't require a lot of time to cook, right? So we're just testing it. And you see that the ackee don't mash out in the pot because we didn't cook it for a very long time. We cook it for 10 minutes. So it depends on the type of ackee that you're using. Alright, that was the ackee. Now the saltfish, guys. We not finish it. We soon done, but we not finish it. So with the saltfish now, you want to ensure that you remove the bone from the saltfish, because it is so annoying when you're eating ackee and saltfish and you have to spit out bone, or sometimes you even chop the bone in a dumpling. Who can relate to that? Comment down below, because I know enough of you that I'm too, right? So you want to ensure that you remove the bone carefully from the saltfish, because it is so annoying, right? This is how it is looking after remove the bones. So what we're doing here now is we're breaking the saltfish into smaller and smaller pieces. So you want to ensure that you don't leave the saltfish in chunks, but you like get them smaller, so you break them off into smaller pieces, because it was boiled already, so it's easier to separate them into smaller parts. So we're not making them chunky, we're just getting them to, you know, a regular size, just a normal, just like that. And you just continue to do this. So we have everything ready here to start preparing the ackee and the saltfish. So right here we have our saltfish that was picked. We also have our ackee, cooked ackee. We have scallion and thyme there, and also tomatoes and the Scotch bonnet pepper, onions and the garlics. So here we have saltfish, the ackee, scallion and thyme, the tomatoes, Scotch bonnet pepper, and the onions and garlic. So we have everything here to start preparing the ackee and saltfish. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new and want to try out more of our traditional and authentic Jamaican recipes. And please let us see you in the comment section, and thank you for being a part of the YouTube family. So we preheat the pan, and we're just going to throw about a 1/4 cup of coconut oil into the pot to start. So we added our coconut oil, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see how we make coconut oil, and turn on that bell so you can be notified. Hit that bell so you can be notified whenever we drop that video. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put our onions and garlic in the pot. So we're just going to cook them up. We have our scallion, add some tomatoes. Guys, you see how the oil start to change color? The tomato. So this is a rich tomato, so it starts to give you that red color. Guys, you see when you cook with, and we burst that Scotch bonnet pepper, and add a little spice to it, not a lot that you cannot tolerate. Guys, You want to smell that coconut flavor to the seasoning. If you know about cooking with coconut oil, just comment down below and tell me that flavor, that nice aroma that you get when you cook up your scallion and your thyme, your onion and so forth. It smells so delicious and so nice. So what we're going to do now, we're going to pour the cooked saltfish. And we're just going to give it a stir. So you don't want to mash up the ackee too much. So you're just going to just shuffle it up a little bit. Right? Some persons like their ackee soft. Some persons like it medium to hard. But this is how I like it. And then we're going to allow it to simmer. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to turn it on low flame over the pot and allow it to simmer. Look at that, guys. Good. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Steaming or simmering for about 5 minutes. Here we have our delicious ackee and saltfish, Jamaica's national dish. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new and you haven't yet done so. Look at that, guys. The ackee is soft and ready. You can also leave some of this in the morning and you can have it with 2 slices of bread or some fried dumpling or so forth. If you want to see that video how to fry dumpling or ackee and saltfish with fried dumpling, don't forget to subscribe. Right, so for this ackee and saltfish recipe, some persons would like the black pepper on it, but I don't like to use a lot of powder seasoning. I like the natural seasoning. I like to cut up my onion, my scallion, garlic, my thyme, my scotch bonnet pepper. I don't use a lot of seasoning. I don't use black pepper, so you can add the black pepper, but I personally prefer the natural season over the powdered seasoning, but you can always go ahead and add that. So this is our lovely and delicious ackee and saltfish. Want to check out more of our videos? Check these out.